to support the students. Why? We want to change China. Now the policy, and right? So after almost more than 20 days, the June 4, the coming, massacre coming, the Chinese government killed our people, killed our students, killed our citizens. I'm like a young mama, okay? So I come to join the team, join the movement. I don't think I'm the guilty, but the Chinese government wanted me in the blacklist. That is, I escaped from China to the Hong Kong. But today, and 34 years, I never forget when they June 4 that day, I will be sad. Whole day I will be sad. Dressed in the black and dark, and eating the vegetable part. And every year, we June 4 Memorial that day, coming and where everybody have a team to Memorial. So far, we have finally, we have a good place to show almost all the people, not only Chinese people in the overseas can be seen, and any people all over the world to support the Chinese people to change democrat the system. So then it will be to see, look at this people, where the people, where now the people die in the Tiananmen, in the Chang'an Boulevard, but now they have for some part, family members still want the Chinese government demand the 3 part. Why they want the 3 part? Only because they lose any right to memorial the died victim people. So right now we show them a picture, and we show them an example for the items in the Tiananmen. So now we have a very good place in the New York. We're beginning. How about more people? How about your people to more publish to show? And we have what do we do? Yeah, thank you very much.
大家好，我叫陈立群，我来自中国大陆的浙江。
I am Chen Liqun. I from Zhejiang province.
在34年以前，天安门波澜壮阔的民主运动波及了全中国。
34 years ago, what happened on Tiananmen Square spread it to all corners of China, including my hometown, Hangzhou, Zhejiang.
浙江杭州的朋友们和学生们和市民们没有缺席这一场运动。
Citizens and students of Hangzhou eagerly participate in this great movement for democracy.
在屠杀以后，浙江杭州的朋友们上街游行，拉出了一个横幅：不要杀学生，向我开枪。
After Tiananmen massacre, the people of Hangzhou they put out a slogan that says, "Don't kill the students, you can shoot me."
游行在杭州持续了1个多小时以后，被他们驱散。
They marched for 1 hour before being dispersed forcefully by the police.
有人在1990年统计，在浙江第4监狱判刑超过1年以上的参加六四民主运动的人有45位。
By incomplete statistics, just in one prison, there were 45 political prisoners who were sentenced to over 1 year in prison for their participation in the democratic movement in Hangzhou.
在全国各地各大城市都有很多人参加了这一场运动。
All over China, many people eagerly participated in this great movement.
很多城市有人被判处死刑。
Many people were sentenced to death in many cities.
今天我们在这里建立这个纪念馆。
Today, we have this June 4 massacre memorial exhibition.
我们希望收集到全国各大城市当年参与这场运动的一些实物、一些证据和证人。
We want to collect antiques, artifacts, and evidence of these people who participate in this movement and who were persecuted for what they did.
让这一些证物、证人、证词能够丰满我们这个博物馆。
We want all these artifacts to enrich our collection here.
谢谢大家。
Thank you.
My name is Qin Yan. I'm a student who was at Tiananmen Square back then. For the past 34 years, I have never forgotten that magnificent movement for freedom and democracy in China. Later, I fled to the United States and then that there is a June 4th Memorial Museum in Hong Kong, which brought me comfort. However, I never expected that after the Chinese Communist Party took back Hong Kong in 1997 and had their intention for a few years, they would eventually show their evil nature and shut down the June 4th Memorial Museum. Looking around the world, there is not a fixed place to commemorate the people who were cruelly killed by the dictatorial government. At that time, Mr. Wang Dan stood up and called for a new June 4th Memorial Museum to be established in the free world. Since this call meets the expectations of all Chinese people who pursue freedom and democracy, we have received a lot of donations from people all over the world. Originally, we hoped to open the museum for the 35th anniversary of June 4th. And unexpectedly, the donation quickly reached the minimum initial goal, which encouraged us to build the museum a year early. The place for this museum is currently leased. But of course, our goal is to establish a permanent museum, which requires the strong support of people around the world who love peace and hate dictatorial system. Let more young people understand the history deliberately concealed and distorted by the Chinese Communist Party. Recognize the dangers of dictatorship, awaken and work together to end this evil system, and look forward to a beautiful future for the world. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, now let's open for questions. But before you have questions, please let me know which media you come from, and I'll be interviewed by some of them, so I hope the questions will be more for other members.
Lotus from 新疆英文。The location here is.
And please, which member you ask?
Okay, the location here is in the heart of Manhattan, so it's 8946 Avenue 4th floor. I think it's on purpose to pick up this number. So how you do that? So originally, 我有没有解错？对，就是这89又去了。So originally, how you get rid of the 钱就是你找的时候是从这个方式。
Okay, the number not so far just a match for maybe the God to let you match these numbers. But we are looking for the place, many places. Usually some part the owner find out where background will be to the museum for the June 4 and the massacre. They denied us. We almost signed a contract, right? And me and David, we go to the somewhere to looking for many space. So then there's an owner find out where background. We don't know he's the owner's Chinese. So they denied us. We almost signed a check. See, the morning we have appointment, afternoon we have a make a schedule. So the morning just cancel.
So the council address is also
That-
9-6.
No, we match for this number.
Never finish.
Match this number, the reason, only we looking for the space, so that's a good view. And then we found out the number is 894 and 4 floor. That's exactly we want, the place. I know the price is very more expensive, we are on big argue, and we still want to cut the price. But anyway, we still got it, that means all of the world will be good.
So it's a
Remember for this
One question,
number. That's it.
Other question?
Hi, my name is Lola and I'm a reporter for the New York Times. I'm wondering if any of the items here in this exhibition are from the museum in Hong Kong that closed in 2021? And if so, which ones?
No, there isn't any from the museum from Hong Kong. Even though we are so indebted to them, and there are it's still possible that some of the antiques in Hong Kong Museum are still out there, but we haven't seen them. We hope in the future, if in the free world, they could be displayed here. On the other hand, we did receive 3 boxes of very important information from Hong Kong by someone who isn't identified with the Hong Kong Museum and or the Hong Kong Alliance, the organization that runs the museum. And actually on that gift to us, he wrote, Hong Kong has lost its freedom. Now it's your job to carry on. So for us, that's a very important duty from people of Hong Kong.
Okay.
Sorry, just a quick follow-up. Could you describe some of what was in those 3 boxes that was put?
Some of these were on display in that corner, and there were some very important collections of the newspaper in Hong Kong. Everything that covers the Tiananmen protest from April 16 to about June 15. Very detailed collection. It's like a database just by itself. It's very valuable.
Okay, next question.
So what kind of donations, the artifacts would you need? Only from China, from Beijing, or from China during those years, or anything that are meaningful, like what we have in here?
Well, the things we like most are items directly related to the 1989 democracy movement. You can see there are 3 flags in that room. One is from the Southeast University, one is from the Northwest University. Unfortunately, we don't have a flag from the middle part of China in Beijing, from Beijing. So that's one thing we really would like. And also things related to the it's a commemoration of the June 4th massacre. And since we still have galleries to fill, in the future we are hopeful that we can have exhibitions of the Chinese people struggle for democracy after 1989. So, for example, last year there was this white paper movement, and of course there were many episodes between last year and 1989, artifacts from those struggles. We also hopefully will be able to display some.
Next question.
If there's no more, can I follow up?
Sure. Yeah.
Hi, I work for the Asahi Shimbun in Japan. It's a sort of follow-up question. Could you explain a bit more about where else you got your donations? For instance, the flags, who had them, and how they were donated to the museum?
The money or
The flags.
Flags.
What is on exhibit?
Yeah. So these are my friends who trusted me, who have worked with me in the last 20 of years. I've been working to support political prisoners and Tiananmen mothers and other people who were persecuted because of their activities in 1989. So there is a network of people out there who share some information. That's how they came to me because they need to be sure that if these items will be kept, preserved, displayed, and they also need to be assured that their identity is protected. That's how I got this.
To the extent that you can tell us who they were, are they people in mainland China, or is it people?
Most
outside?
of these people are out of China now, but some of the items, they have to go back to China to bring it out, taking some risk with them. So that's how it happened.
Thank you.
Well, even donors, a few of donors come from mainland China. So that's very important.
Do you have an estimate of how many items are here in this exhibition?
Well, the items is directly related to 1989. On display, we have about 35. We have a lot more, but they are not, like Feng mentioned, the newspapers from 1989. We could have displayed those newspapers in the whole room or in several rooms, but we feel for the time being, we just display the sample in there. Then there are items commemorating the massacre, and we have a couple dozen of those.
We also have not displayed now many pictures and audio, video. That will be next stage. We have a lot more.
Coming. Okay.
Yeah, I forgot to mention, I'm from China News Digest. My question is there a plan to make a virtual museum online so that anyone who can come across the wall, the five wall, can visit?
Yes, that's one of the things we still need to work on. We're going to introduce this exhibit online. Also going to display many pictures we have of 1989. But there are other online resources, so we're going to just be, I guess, one of the a large group of websites showing these places. What is unique about our venture is that we have a physical space here in the middle of Manhattan. As I said, we're not quite a museum yet, but in a different sense, we're much more than a museum, much more than any museum, because this is a symbol of defiance. This is a beacon of hope. You can also say this is the embodiment of a dream shared by millions of people in China, probably hundreds of millions of people in China. And that is the dream of a free and democratic China in our lifetime.
Hi, I'm Marie Kumasato from NHK. I have a question about the volunteers. We understand that it's very concerned about the privacy, but is there anyone who was born after this in 1999 who doesn't know the situation at the time but still wants to volunteer for this exhibition?
You want to answer this question?
First question I can answer. Most of the volunteers probably born after 1989. Well, they probably knew some before coming here. And, this is where we can really get to know.
I have a lot of young generation eager to participate in such job. And I think they're influenced by the memory of Happy 1999, even though they never participate, but they still have memory. Some high school students, high school teachers, or other parents, friends already told them what happened in 1999, so they have inspiration about participate.
Hi,
from the War Journal. Questions: is this memorial open to the public visiting in the future? And is there any reservations or sort of others required?
So, well, as I said, it'll be probably sometime in late June. There'll be an online appointment system, and we're hopeful that in the near future we'll have a true museum where people can just walk in. But we're not there yet. We need more preparation, more funding, more items, suggestions. So it's a lot of work to do, but I think we're getting there.
That's all right. I mean, is there could it be walk-in or we have to make reservation?
For now, it's a reservation only. But in the future, we hope people can.
The reservation.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, before we move on from it, is there some significance to the address and the floor number? I didn't understand that question.
We kind of answered that question before. Yeah.
Is it on purpose?
It's by divine providence. We were turned down by our first choice. At the last moment, we didn't know why. It's possible it's politically driven. So that just eventually led us to this location. This is a perfect location for us. And the address, of course.
The address is significant.
Let me just add a little bit. As I said, we had this exhibit in Washington, D.C., and that exhibit ran from June of last year to December. And before the end of that exhibition, we started looking for a place here in Manhattan because we thought it would be easier for us to just move the exhibit directly to our space here in Manhattan. So we located a place, but as Jing Hua just said, the owner, after paying attention and learning that we are do with us. So it took a while for us to find this place, and I agree with Feng Suo that it's a divine providence in a way, or at least it's an address easy for people to remember. That's a big deal. Two, I also want to say that the inability to take over the other place is in fact a blessing in disguise, because this is a much nicer location, and on the square foot basis is actually a lot cheaper. And the other space, it's just still for rent after 6 months. So they're happy to be here. I'm not sure if the owner is happy.
But 8946 doesn't have some special significance that I'm missing.
Well, we're not. We don't have the authority to designate street numbers, and we didn't start by looking for a place with these numbers.
It does not.
It's a happy coincidence.
It does not. With our presence here. Actually, we have kept this address secret out of caution. So from today on, it can be publicized.
Okay. And just one question, are you guys going to expand after you raise more funds? Is this what you said? Is this what you're planning?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, can I ask you another question? So you said this exhibition is only open to public and it's online reservation. Is that because of a security concern? And my second question is about the future to museum. So do you have any exact goal of how much money you should raise up for the museum?
Our second stage is we are going to try to collect at least $1.5 million, or maybe $2 million, as many as possible that we can buy a space to make it a formal museum and a permanent museum. That's our goal. So we still have a long road to go.
Yeah. My name is Yuan Xin. I'm from the So our question for this question. So you said question is there. So you said so in the June. So the people who want to come here, they need the reservation. Is it free to come?
Well, it's free to come, but of course donations are always welcome and badly needed.
So how much money do you get? I mean, the donation. As I know, the parks or to establish this exhibition, so you have already getting the early money. So far, how much did you get it?
Well, we got, as I said, over $500,000. And so we made a big announcement late last year that we got $500,000. So maybe we didn't convey the right message. People thought, oh, we have $500,000. We don't need any more money. That's totally not the case. As I just said, we all work here strictly as volunteers. We have our own jobs and lives. So this is a very admirable situation. It's not a sustainable situation. So for our please, we need your help, not for ourselves, but for a noble cause.
Well, at the beginning, in my opinion, I think we must take at least 2 years to collect $500,000 to start this. But surprisingly, for only 8 months we get enough money. And I think this can show how passionate the supporters to try to remember the past.
Yeah, but now we have to remind everyone that this is just beginning. It's not completion yet. So some people may feel relieved and not giving enough. More.
Radio Croatia. So for young volunteers, can you tell us more about what is the main motivations that encourage these young volunteers to come and help? Like, because they did not experience the massacre by themselves, right?
I think our two generations, we share same values. Put it simple, we hope China can be democratic, and we seek for democracy. Not only 89 generation, but also white paper generation. Most of our volunteers come from white paper generation, but they still have we share the same dream. That's why I think that's the reason they want to help us.
Yeah, actually, like one of the young people I met, her parents were very active in 1989, but later they were converted to CCP supporters. But the daughter today is going back to the root again. She's with us. No matter what the government says or what her parents say. That's the situation.
And some of them, interestingly, they are the second generation from 89 generation. Their parents participated in 1989 democracy movement in 1989, so they influenced by their parents, by this influence they want to called second generation.
Just a clarifying question, when can people begin making reservations? Can someone come on Sunday, or do they have to wait till late June?
Well, the target date is late June. We're not sure. We've been so overwhelmed with the task of making this exhibit. We took over this space less than 3 months ago. So there's a lot of renovation-related, decoration-related things, and then there's the task of setting up the exhibit. So honestly, we haven't got around fine-tuning that appointment system yet. We're going to do that starting next week, and hopefully by late June we'll have a smooth running operation there.
On that, if anyone can find me on any of my social platforms, feel free to reach out to me. I can be available at the best time for anyone who's really interested.
Also, I have to say this is not only for Chinese people, it's also for Americans. So also ask help not only for Chinese diaspora community here, also need help from Americans, especially those university kids for other Americans help.
Yeah, last year the exhibition in Washington D.C. Where the professor from American University, he brought his undergraduate, graduate classes altogether, like more than 30. That was, to me, the best crowd we want. And actually, recently I've been approached by a high school AP comparative politics teacher. He wants to bring his class here. So that's the kind of we really have.
Okay, now,
Thank you. I'm Tomoya Teguchi from TV Tokyo. I also want to ask about donation, money. So you mentioned over $500 million donation so far. So how long does it take to make this amount of money, and who donates this project? Chinese people who live in outside of China, or?
from the beginning, we have a preparation organization consists of former students, survivors, witnesses. We raised like $70,000 at the beginning, and then we put some announcement. Then we start to collect the money from the normal people. There are a lot of people donating. Some of them just donate like $89.64. Not any fund from institute, but all from individuals. And we finished the first stage, $500,000 in 8 months.
To follow up, what's your goal for fundraising to have a permanent museum?
My goal is 20 million.
20 million, okay.
Yeah.
So I think you need to get it out, so.
Yeah, we need, in the end, if we put something out there, the landlord may consider it something different from our lease. So we are always facing that kind of situation unless we are the landowner. And I believe that 20 million, that's the minimum to become a landowner in Manhattan. That's why.
Okay. So your purpose is in Manhattan, your location?
Yes,
okay.
we will have to be in Manhattan before China becomes free.
Thank you.
Any other?
Thank you.
No? Okay, that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
There's a lot of display of Hong Kong. And Hong Kong people read that. So we have Hong Kong people, but they didn't like it for today. Maybe tomorrow.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
San Francisco, Seattle. It's more convenient, just for traffic. There's a lot of traffic if you travel to France. Well, Manhattan is the most convenient location. Then we can draw attention from tourists.
Okay. So this is not necessarily for people trying to access here, but for a broader audience?
For broader audience, because we have more Americans here. As I said, it's not only for Chinese. This museum not only for Chinese people. It's also for Western people. so Manhattan can draw more people.
And I think in terms of you, what do you call it? I mean, I've been calling it uprising. How do you
Do you want to do it together or one by one?
People can see physically the antiques we have collected over all these years. Most of the antiques are from 34 years ago. We have every.
So you were one of the organizers, though. Why weren't you there on the final days?
Well, I was there every day. We don't know what will happen in the late night. So I also in charge of another general conference which will guide the development of the student movement. And the location of that conference is in campus of Peita. Because I'm in charge of the conference, so every day I have to make it between Tiananmen Square and campus of Peita.
Were you disappointed? Like this will percolate again or come about again?
Hope I that.
Now. Do you even have any?
What's new at hope? I mean, democracy comes from human nature. Every human